Welcome everyone to the Sharp Pick. I'm Jordan Sharp. We have the pleasure of watching another exciting Game 7 in the NBA tonight. This time the Eastern Conference Finals, of course, between the Indiana Pacers and the Miami Heat. Now, of course, most Game 7s normally pretty close, and of course pretty close point spreads as well, but not for this game, as the Miami Heat are laying 7 points in the NBA odds with a total of exactly 180. Now, of course, Miami did not look good in Game 6. They looked very apathetic on both offense and defense. Of course, they were shooting a ton of outside shots, not getting into the lane, and when they were getting in the lane and getting close shots, they were missing those close shots. A whole lot of bad offense, and I'll give a little credit to the Indiana defense as well in Game 6, holding Miami to under 80 points, which is something that very, very rarely happens. On the flip side, Indiana didn't look great in Game 6, but they played well enough down the stretch, and especially in that third quarter, to get the win. I don't think that's going to happen again tonight from Miami. The Pacers defense is a different story on the road as it is at home. I think they're going to give up a little bit more points here to the Miami Heat, and I think we're going to once again see the greatness of LeBron James. However, even though I think the Heat will end up winning this game, I sincerely doubt that the spread has much value this evening, because I think it's going to be right around 6 or 7 point win by the Miami Heat. And I do not think that the Pacers, even though that I would probably recommend them if I had to on the point spread, I'm not trusting them as well either with their turnover-prone ways and their leading to bad shots. I, however, am finding much more value this evening in the total, which is only 180 points. I think the books are a little bit overcorrecting because the last two games, of course, have gone under the total, with both teams of course scoring in the 70s once, respectively, in those two games. Before that, however, the last 6 games before those last 2 games, so 6 of the last 8 times these two teams have played, the total has gone over all 6 of the games in this series, as well as the 2 overs in the regular season, making 6 of 8. I think we're going to see the over come back once again here, like we saw in the first 4 games of this series. I also think the books are a little bit overcorrecting down to 180, which is giving us a lot of value on this line, considering a couple nights ago when Game 5 in Miami, the total was 185 points. So 5.5 points lower. I think that, on top of the fact that this is a Game 7, I think we're going to see a little bit more scoring here. And Indiana has also not been that bad scoring on the road in this series or in the playoffs. It's really just been that Game 5 hiccup, much like Miami had kind of a Game 6 hiccup. I think we're done with the hiccups. I think we're going to see both teams play very fluently, both on offense and defense, but more so on offense this evening. Thinking about a score of about 97 to 92 tonight in favor of the Heat, maybe 97-91. Either way, I like the over this evening. I think 180 is incredible value. 5 of the last 7 times for games for both of these teams, the total has gone over. And of course, I mentioned already 6 of the last 8 times they have played each other, the total has gone over. And for Indiana, as I mentioned, their road defense is definitely not as good. Road scoring hasn't been that bad, as 4 of the last 6 road games in the playoffs for Indiana have gone over. And 4 of the last 5 times these two teams have played from Miami, 3 this series and 2 during the regular season, the total has also gone over. I think 180 is just a little bit too low tonight, and I like both of these teams to get in a little bit of an offensive groove and get the total on the over. I think we're going to see that trend reverse itself from the last 2 games. So take the over tonight and add it to your NBA picks for this evening. So best of luck to you. Thanks for joining me once again. I'm Jordan Sharp.